I went all the way across the planet to go check out some theme parks, and it was a lot of fun. I'm going to tell you all about it now on Annual Pass. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Annual Pass. This is the podcast where we talk about all things theme parks, rides, shows, attractions. If it happens in a theme park, it happens here on Annual Pass. I am your host, Jack Pattillo, and of course, joining me as always is my lovely, talented, beautiful co-host, BK. Hi, Beaks.
Hello, Jack. How are you today?
I am well. We're recording from home right now because we sort of messed up our timing on recording this episode, and so it's earlier in the morning than we typically do. But that's okay. We got a fun one planned. We're gonna look at some vacation photos from me, which is my one of my favorite things. Thank you, everyone who's been listening and watching. You guys are great. We had a couple weeks. We had some breaks built into our schedule just because I was in Australia for almost a month, and so
you left me, Jack.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to talk about my time in Australia, and I ended up going to some theme parks. The last episode, we talked about Dreamworld and WB Movie World. I went to both of them. But before we dive into that, real quick, don't forget, follow us on social media. We're annual_pass on Twitter, Instagram, and we are Annual Pass Pod on TikTok as well, and youtube.com/annualpass. If you want to see our faces, this episode in particular, you might want to watch the video version, because I do have a lot of photos to go along with the podcast. We're going to do our best to describe it for you audio listeners who would love, but if you want to see some photos, youtube.com/annualpass. Also, store.roosterteeth.com, grab some merch. I've got my old school logo shirt on. Beaks has the Annual Pass, one of our Pride logo shirts as well. So that's up in the store. Go grab that and support us if you can. And before we dive into the episode, I got to let you guys know about a piece of news. So a little bit sad today because next episode is going to be our final episode for Annual Pass. That's right. I think we've kind of accomplished everything we sort of wanted to do with this podcast. And also it lands around the time of the second anniversary that Jeff and I went to Velocicoaster in Florida, which was kind of like a dream come true. And so, but Annual Pass has been incredible. It's been so much fun to do and so much fun to produce. But right now we're looking at kind of like the stuff we're doing and kind of like where can we find some like better places to put everyone. But if you want to see BK and I, we are over at Inside Gaming now, which is an awesome YouTube channel, youtube.com/Inside Gaming. We're over there. We're doing streaming. We're playing games. We're covering news. And we have, if you like our interactions, you like how we work together, we're still doing all of that amazing stuff over there at Inside Gaming. So go check that out. And of course, BK and I and producer Ben here as well. We all still love theme parks. If you want to follow us on social media, I'm Jack_P on Twitter, and I'm still going to cover stuff about theme parks. BK, what is your Twitter handle? Is it still Lady Picard, or do you fix it finally?
No, I fixed it. It's at Black Crystal. I'm on Twitter as well, and we both know we're going to be at the park, so you can catch us and follow us there for tons of theme park stuff still. Yeah,
absolutely. I still love this world, and it still means the world to me that I get to be a part of it in some way. I've met some incredible people throughout my time doing Annual Pass, and I'm going to continue hanging out with all these people and going to help out in different ways. You might hear me popping up on other podcasts and stuff. I've guested on Rat Castle before, and I know I talked with Alicia Stella about doing some stuff with them. So we're going to be doing theme park stuff. Also, the Annual Pass Discord will remain open. That's not going anywhere. We have an amazing community. The Rope Drop Run Club, they're not going anywhere. I'm training right now. Ben Lexa and I went out this weekend and ran for the first time in ages. So it's like, we're going to get in shape. I'm running the marathon in January. We're still going to be in there, still interacting with everyone. But anyway, I want to let you guys know. So next episode will be the final episode of Annual Pass, which is sad. Shed a tear, but that's okay. But until then, let's talk about some fun stuff. Let's talk about my trip to Australia. BK, I know you missed me. I was gone for 3 weeks.
Eons.
I went to Sydney. I've got my Sydney FC scarf. I went to a soccer game in Australia. That was really, really awesome. And I got a scarf because scarves that's a whole Australian soccer, or that's a whole soccer thing. Yeah. Scarves are big in the soccer world. But
I'm learning so much.
No one cares about soccer on this podcast. We're going to talk about theme parks. So the last episode we talked about the two biggest theme parks in Australia. They're both on the Gold Coast in Australia, which is about, it's sort of like on the eastern side of Australia. And it's near in between Brisbane and and the Gold Coast is where these parks are. It's Dreamworld and WB Movie World. And during our podcast, we went through all the different attractions and stuff. I will say it's flipped over there. So right now it's becoming winter, and it's pretty cold and rainy.
Oh,
So
right.
a lot of stuff was shut down, which was sad. It was definitely the off season.
I
for
forgot
this.
about that. You're in the other
Yeah.
Hemi. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
All the toilets go backwards and everything. So, unfortunately, there was a lot of stuff shut down. A lot of the bigger attractions were shut down at the parks, but that's okay. We still rode a whole bunch of stuff.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Those are my alarms. I have like 1,000 alarms. I'm so sorry.
1,000. Okay. I think I've seen your thing. You just scrolled through it and it was like every 5 minutes you had different alarms.
It's pretty bad. Well, I'm awake and we're here and we're
There we go.
talking theme parks. Let's
Again,
get it.
we're recording this earlier than we normally do.
Hence the alarm. Forgive me, y'all.
So anyway, the sort of silver lining of it being off season is we got a really awesome hotel in the Gold Coast. We got a hotel like 2 blocks away from the beach. There was like a suite. It was so cool, so nice.
What?
And then, but yeah, so our first day I guess our second day technically in the Gold Coast, Katie and I went to Dreamworld, which was the more like roller coaster theme park and less theming, if it makes sense.
Yeah, that one looked like attractions, rides, like pull up, classic local park, rather than the other one was like themed up.
Yeah, so I'm going to start showing photos here. Again, youtube.com/annualpass if you want to see them. So here's Katie and I in front of the Dreamworld sort of stands. We had to go buy our tickets. Not only that, we had issues with my credit card, and they were like, we need to verify who you are. And I'm like, cool, my cell phone doesn't work out here. So it was a whole thing. But anyway,
Two-factor in Australia. Oh, no.
Yeah, you can't do that. So here we are out in front of the park, and we got our tickets. And then you go inside, and like one of the first things you see is like they have the big globe, which is, like kind of like at Universal Studios. They have the big globe. Dreamworld has a very big globe. It feels like Dreamworld was kind of like someone went to some big parks in America and was like, I just want to recreate that in Australia, which is cool. So anyway, there's your big globe, and we took it in front of the Australia. You can see it. Australia's just above Katie's head there. And you can also see New Zealand. New Zealand's on the map. So that's good. We met, I think it was Kenny and Belinda. They are the mascot pandas of Dreamworld. And they're super, super friendly. And the guy who's taking our photo, he was from like Colorado. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, yeah, he very clearly recognized I was not from Australia. And he's like, where are you from? I'm like, Texas. I'm like, where are you from? He's like, I'm Colorado. I'm like, how are you here working at a theme park? Anyway, they are super cute.
They're so cute. Is it a koala?
Yeah, it's. I think it's Kenny and Belinda. So it's Belinda for sure. I can see her name on her shirt. But yeah, they're koalas. They're super cute, right?
I'm obsessed.
First thing we did, we got there and they were like, oh, the tiger show starts at noon. And we're like, tiger show? Okay. So we go to this tiger show. Or there's the outside of the park again. So you can see that really pretty.
That's
but we go to this tiger
Disney.
show. Look at that. Look at this tiger. They did this thing. So Dreamworld is kind of like almost half zoo and half theme park. And so they had a tiger show and they had this tiger named Khan. And they were showing off like just different tricks and stuff they had taught it. And this thing was massive and it was beautiful. And I don't know if you know this, BK, do you know that tigers can climb? Like, so if you're running from a tiger and climb a tree, you are not safe. You want to see something cool?
Yes.
Look at that. That tiger. This is. They have a pole wrapped in like rope and they let this tiger climb it and it shot up about 20 feet in about 2 seconds and it just like went all the way to the top. It was incredible. And they had a camera at the very, very top. So the tiger ran right at the camera and they had a cool view of it.
Don't teach it this. Why would you teach it this?
It knows this stuff already, BK.
Yeah.
How cool is that? And so big old tigers.
There's no glass. Your exposé'd right there. Or what if the tiger just leaps?
The tiger's not going to leap from there. There was a moat, and so the tiger was not going to get. Also, they had a pool, and the tiger jumped into the pool and was swimming. It was super cute. So from there, we went around. Look at this! It's a koala, and I'm petting a koala. They had tons of koalas there, and so also the koalas in the Brisbane and Queensland area. So we were in Queensland, which is like another state, and so like Sydney's in New South Wales, and Queensland is where Brisbane is. So the koalas in Queensland are smaller. And they're tiny. They're these tiny little koalas, and they let me pet one, and it was super, super cute and very, very soft. Aww. And so, yeah, they were very grumpy. It was good times. We also learned about koalas are very lazy, and we learned that that it's interesting what they have to do to get the koalas to mate sometimes. Because they're so lazy to the point where sometimes they have to help the koalas, which it's kind of, they sort of push them into each other. I know we're trying to keep this family friendly, but koalas are kind of lazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That was a fun thing to learn. Anyway, the people there are super, super friendly, super nice. And yeah, but I got a pet a koala. Very cool. Here's me in front of the big red car.
The Wiggles.
Are you a big Wiggles fan?
I dabbled in the Wiggles.
Okay, well, the Wiggles are like the biggest child group stars to come out of Australia ever. Apparently, they were like the highest grossing musical act in all of Australia for a number of years.
Wow.
And so here at Dreamworld, they actually had an attraction based around the big red car, which is like the car the Wiggles drive around in. And Defunctland, as a matter of fact, put out a video about a week before I flew to Australia all about this attraction. It was a trackless dark ride, and it's pretty wild. The attraction is now shut down, but this was the building, and it was wild because Kevin put out this video about Big Red Car, and I'm like, oh, I'm literally going there next week across the planet, and so I got to see like the building and everything was. So the car wasn't going, but I still got to sit in the car and take my photo. So that was me in the Wiggles mobile. Also, speaking of the Wiggles, we also that's a dingo. that's not a Wiggle. They had some dingoes walking around. Dingoes are adorable. They're like
they're like dogs.
Yeah, they're wild dogs.
What's up with their tails?
Yeah, they're super super cute. I don't know what's going on with the tail. It's kind of like what is the dog the meme dog that everyone loves?
Oh, the Pog dog. Yeah.
No, the one where it's like much joy something like a Bichon, not a Bichon. Ben Lexa, do you know what it's called? The dog Shiba.
The Shiba.
These were like Shibas except full size Shibas. That's kind of what they look like. But this is a wild dog that lives in Australia, and so
their tail looks like a paintbrush.
I think that might be a weird angle, but yeah, they're super cool. We saw dingoes everywhere. They're very cool. There we go. This is the photo I was thinking it was going to be. It's Captain Feathersword, and do you know the dog's name?
I don't.
They were out and taking photos, and this park was empty. It was like us and like two families, and it was like, let's go get a photo. So we got a photo, and also the guy the Colorado dude who took our photo the first time was also taking photos here. So it was like, oh yeah, we kept bumping into the same people. Yeah. Here I am in front of the steel
great photo
taipan. So this is the steel taipan, not sure how to say it exactly. This was the attraction, BK, that we looked at. This was the big one there, and it was open, which was awesome.
Nice.
So this was like the only really extreme attraction they had open still. This was the one, if you remember correctly, has the spinny chair on the back. Mm-hmm. So it's like a full car, and then on the very back they have a chair that actually kind of whips around on its own. Do I have? Yeah, here's the photo from the ride that Katie and I rode the first time.
Everyone's faces in this photo is wild. Like, y'all need to see this.
Yeah, it's great. So this is the ride photo from it. So shout out to, I think, the guy in red. I'm not positive because Katie and I didn't buy the photo, but the dude in front of us was a fan. He's a community member who was a fan, and he posted this photo like, oh, I rode a roller coaster with Jack, because I guess he had access to the photos. Didn't say anything to me. So I'm like, oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I wish you would have said something, but
I would have said hi. Like,
yeah, it's either the dude in blue or red. I think one of those two. And so whoever you are out there, thank you very much. But they posted the photo on Twitter, so I grabbed it off Twitter so I could have it. So very, very fun. So let's see here. I have this photo. So take it. Give me 1 second. I ended up doing the whole attraction where I rode on the back of it, and actually I did the thing where I paid, it was like $20 or $25 to ride on the back of the back car that spun around and stuff, and Katie filmed it. This thing, the way it goes, it launches forward, you go up, and then it goes backwards, and then you go backwards like up a big hill, and then you launch again, and that's what kind of starts the attraction. So that was the fun thing from the first time we did it. And now let me show you. I've got video here
of you in the 360 spinning chair.
Yeah, so I'll try to I'll play this so you can actually see me. I think so. Again, Katie shot this video. Shout out to her. And she's looking at the launch area here. Again, youtube.com/annual pass if you want to see the video of it. Waiting for it. Look at those. Are those birds of paradise? There it is. There's the car.
Oh my goodness.
And there's me in the back. Can you see me spinning around facing the wrong way? And so here it goes up the thing.
And it's coming back. It's coming back.
And then it turns around and it goes back. And I'm facing
You're
backwards.
Yeah.
There I am. And you can kind of see the tail of the attraction up there. So you go up that tail on the back, and then it comes down forward again and is whipped super fast. So here I come. And woo, and then there I am facing backwards.
Gone.
And so she shot most of it, but you can see it apparently, I thought it was kind of controlled, so it would sort of point you in the direction of where you want to go. It's not. It just spins wildly. And so the person working it, she's like, if you keep your arms in, it'll spin more. And so I'm just whipping around the back, and just like everyone in the front's having a good time. I'm sideways going through like barrel rolls and stuff. It's it was pretty weird. It's kind of like if you've ever done Cosmic Rewind on Guardians of the Galaxy. Mm-hmm. It's like that, except complete. Like I was facing backwards to that barrel roll there, which was just surreal.
So did you enjoy it? Like, was it elevating your experience, or were you like unnecessary? No, don't need this.
Well, I mean, I don't know that it necessarily elevated my experience, but it was definitely one of those things where it's like, there I am spinning around.
You go.
It was one of those things where it's like, this is the only place on the planet where you can do this. So I was like, well, I've got to try it. You know, like I got to do it at least once. And see what it's like. And it's funny because I think I may have been the only person that entire day that actually rode that thing. Because, again, you have to pay an additional price to ride it. It was like $25.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I will say right now it's nice because American money is worth about like $1 American is about $1.50 Australian. So the exchange rate worked out in our favor pretty well. So that was good. So that was one of the reasons why I was like, maybe I'll do that. So anyway, let's dive back to it. So there's the photo again from the ride. That was before I was spinning around. And now, and here's the park. So again, the park was very, very empty. I kind of just wanted to show how sort of like empty this place was. And also not a lot of merchandise at Dreamworld, which was a little sad. It was kind of like there wasn't really, they had some postcards, but there wasn't anything really cool or anything at all. So I was like, a little disappointed there, but I got a shirt somewhere that I'm still washing. I'm still going through my laundry from Australia. But that was Dreamworld. Let's talk about Movie World. So this is the next day.
Yes.
So
Movie World.
Katie and I went to WB Movie World. I guess hashtag we're owned by WB technically, but I don't think it's related. I think they just got the name or whatever. WB Movie World, very, very cool. If I had to pick between the two parks, I would definitely pick this one. So this was themed around a lot of WB properties, a lot of superheroes, DC stuff. But here's the deal. Look at this today's ride closures. DC Rivals Hypercoaster, Doomsday Destroyer, Green Lantern Coaster, Wild West Falls Adventure Ride, Looney Tunes Carousel, Sylvester and Tweety Cages, and Scooby-Doo Spooky Coaster, which was sad because everyone said Scooby-Doo is amazing. Although on the sign it says Scooby-Doo Spooky Coaster closed for a multi-million-dollar upgrade. But
whoa.
So I'll have to go back and check that out. But everyone was like, Scooby-Doo is so awesome. You got to ride Scooby-Doo. And I'm like, okay, cool. But it must have recently shut down. So anyway, there was so many big attractions shut down, BK, that they gave us a discount on tickets. They literally said, like, we're not going to charge you full price because so many things are down, which was cool. I've never seen a park do that before. So that was pretty cool. So here we are out in front of the park. This is right when you walk in, kind of like as you get inside. And check out the golden bugs. There's a golden Bugs
Bunny.
There's a golden Bugs Bunny like water statue there, and then behind us is the Superman coaster. To the left is the Batwing attraction, which is like it's kind of like Doctor Doom's Fearfall in Universal Islands of Adventure, where it's like one of those launching like ring coasters. I didn't get a good photo of it, but it was I like basically the Superman and the Batman attraction were like the only thrill rides open during the whole time we were there. And so also I want to point out we have the golden bugs, and also check this out. Oh, I've got a golden bugs.
What?
So I got a golden bugs from WB Movie World. I thought it was pretty cool. And
That's
so
awesome. Are you kidding me? That's so cool.
Yeah. And so this was my souvenir back from Movie World. Also, Katie had to get popcorn because we always get popcorn. So we got a WB Movie World. It doesn't say. Oh, no, there it is. It says it right there. So we got a little popcorn bucket, and also we got some beach towels as well because we were going to the beach the next day and we need a beach towel. So we got WB Movie World beach towels. So there you go. So that's my golden bugs, and here we are at the front of the park. Very, very cool. This park was also very empty.
Wow, like barren streets.
Yeah, so this is kind of, they have like a Main Street USA kind of area. It's sort of like their downtown. One thing very, very, very cool was the whole thing is covered. So there's a canopy over kind of the Main Street area. And that got me thinking, if they ever like put a canopy over Main Street USA at Disney World or at Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, like that would actually be really cool because it kept it, like it would keep the sun out, keeps the rain out. And it was very, very nice. And there was also some like Christmas lights on there. But most of like our time was kind of spent in this area of the park, this sort of Main Street area of the park. This is where they have like a Scoob 4D show. They have a lot of kind of random entertainment where people will come out and like do some songs. Like at one point, a guy came out and did a whole Gene Kelly Singing in the Rain bit where he was
cool.
he was literally just like running around singing in the rain in the whole outfit with like an umbrella and stuff. And it was like, oh, this is really neat. And it was a lot of stuff like that. And I don't know if they always do that stuff, but just because everything was shut down or what, but it was
or
very,
maybe
very
they
cool.
did more. Like they're like, okay, maybe this isn't on the rotation, but we'll call in some favors. We need stuff to happen if they can't ride the rides.
Yeah, and so here is this is a widescreen. This is a panoramic shot I took of the downtown area. And so again, this was like to our left. It's kind of the top of the street, and there was a stunt driver like stunt show there. And then the middle of the street, that's actually a Cafe Americain from Casablanca, like the thing that Rick owns. Like you can see it kind of in the middle there, but it was like a restaurant, wasn't open at the time. Lots of stuff shut down. That's one thing about Australia. Everything shuts down at like 5. And so like
really?
they just shut down stuff. It's wild. Like this theme park, Dreamworld closed at 4 and Movie World closed at 5. Like Movie World
so early.
Yeah, Movie World opened at like 10 a.m. and shut down at 5, and Dreamworld opened at like 9 and shut down at 4. It was crazy. So here we are meeting America's greatest superhero, Superman, and he was very desperately hiding his Australian accent, but I can still hear it. Loved it. I love that. That suit's pretty rad. It's nice looking
looks
suit.
pretty good. Like it's a good suit. Like the quality is dope. Like
he's got the little swoop in the hair. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then here we are with Bugs and Lola.
Lola. Oh, I'm so
she was out. I will say, so I'm rocking my annual pass. This is my theme park shirt. And both Bugs and Lola pointed at my shirt as I was going to take a photo with them. Like all the characters loved my shirt. And they were like, "Oh, it's a theme park shirt." And so super, super cute. Here we are with Daffy, Tweety, and Sylvester. So yeah, there's a lot of costume characters out and around. This was kind of the kids area of the park, and we actually rode a Wile E. Coyote roller coaster. They're like a Roadrunner roller coaster. It was fun. It was kind of like, it reminded me of the Hippogriff roller coaster at Islands of Adventure. Like it was kind of it was a little bit more intense than I thought it would be, but it was kind of a kiddie coaster, and it was a lot of fun. And there was a gentleman there who was working that was a big fan of the show, so I said hi to him, and so super cool. And then here they are. So they had like a parade. And this is all the costume characters were dancing around in this sort of Main Street area, and you can see like there's only half a line of people in the street. This was like everyone in the park. Like there weren't many people there at all, which was pretty great for me. I gotta say, I really did appreciate that. We got to see everything. Here I am with Green Lantern and Wonder Woman. So while we were, Katie and I were like snacking on some ice cream or something, and they have a big screen at the end of the street that shows like clips from WB movies and stuff. But all of a sudden, a news broadcast popped up, and it's like 2 men seen in WB Movie World robbing the bank. Keep an eye out for these 2 characters. And it was like 2 guys in like masks, balaclavas, and like they had bags. And all of a sudden, there's 2 guys running down the street holding like a big bag that had like a dollar sign on it, and they're running. And it's like, there they are. And then Wonder Woman shows up on the street and goes and fights the 2 guys, and like, and then like security comes and takes them away. It was like, oh, that was a neat little thing. Like it was just like that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. See, that's the stuff, like if you're gonna have a park that has like a lot of characters and things, like I want to see them interact. I want to see them have like little activations or little skits and stuff.
Yeah, it was really neat. I dug that kind of stuff. I like that a lot. So here we are with Marilyn Monroe for some reason. So she was there, and this is right in front of the Scoob 4D theater. So they have a 4D show, kind of like the Minion show or like Shrek 4D. And I was like, oh, it's like must be like a cool based on the Scoob movie from not too long ago. They just took the Scoob movie and turned it from like a 90-minute movie into about a 15-minute movie and just showed that. along with like the seats that moved and like, but you'd be watching the movie and forget the seats would shake, and then all of a sudden it would like jolt you backwards to make it feel like you're dying. I was like, oh my God, I forgot. And so, but yeah, it was literally like they just lifted clips from the movie to make a shorter version, but still pretty cool and a lot of fun. Really big theater. Here we are with Batman and Robin.
Yes.
And I think this is the new 52 version of Batman and Robin. I think someone said online somewhere. So I don't know, but they were pretty cool. It's Robin in his hood and Batman in his gray.
Yeah, it's giving Damian Wayne Robin.
Yeah, I don't know my Robins very well.
I know so much Robins. I love Robins. Must protect.
And so they had a parade where they had like these really cool cars and they had all the characters out and stuff. So here's Bugs and Lola in their parade as well, like coming out in their car. Then Superman had the what's it called? Not the what's it?
Fortitude of Solitude. The
Fortress of Solitude. So he had a Fortress of Solitude float where he was like floating around.
It's really cool.
And I got to say, it's funny. Like if you look at the photo, youtube.com/annualpass, it looks like there's a man and a child trapped underneath them in this photo, but really it's just a reflection. So it looks like.
Oh, is that what that is?
It looks like there's just a man and a kid stuck inside the Fortress of Solitude. They're not. It's a reflection. That's weird. This Catwoman. So they had a Catwoman walking around that was made to look like the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman.
Yeah.
From Batman Returns. She was amazing. She was super, super cool. And she was just kind of wandering around. During the parade, they had cleared everyone out, and she used her bullwhip and was like snapping the bullwhip on the middle of the street. It was really, really cool. So very, very cool costume, and good to see her around. Here's Batman and the Batmobile cruising down the street. Now, BK,
such a cool one.
It's a cool looking Batmobile. Now, BK, do you notice anything weird about this Batmobile? Trick question for you.
Anything weird? I don't. I mean, no. How do you get in?
Well, I mean, the doors do open. They go like the vertical, kind of like a Ferrari.
Doors?
Yeah. But Batman is ghost riding the whip, so he's just kind of like he's standing next to his ride as it goes along. But B, I was looking because I was curious. In America, we drive on the left side of the car.
Right.
The Australian Batmobile had the wheel on the right side of the car.
That's so cool.
Which was kind of funny because they were driving around and I saw the guy get out and he got out on the right. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's an Australian Batmobile. So that was kind of funny. I appreciated that. There is Shaggy and Scoob and the Mystery Machine cruising down the street as well. And you can see Scooby is looking at the ice cream. So, that makes sense. And pretty cool Mystery Machine. And then they also, one thing they had in the park was they had a Batman, like it's called like the Legacy of Batman. And it was like a retrospective and tons of props from all the Batman movies.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
It was like Katie and I and like one other person in this thing. And they had literally props from every single Batman movie, from the Michael Keaton ones up to the Robert Pattinson ones. And so like we walk in immediately, it's like, here's the Batman suit from the original or the 1989 Tim Burton Batman. And they had everything. Like here's penguins.
Yes.
Like so the penguins from Batman Returns, and it was just like they had little like animatronic penguins, and some of them were falling apart, and like some of them were still in great condition.
Oh, it's the suits.
Yeah, this is the I think it's the Batfleck Batman. Yeah, because it has the big and so but they had the Robert Pattinson one, they had the Christian Bale ones. There was a whole row where they had all the different cowls, like the Batman cowls from like literally every single movie.
I'm jealous.
It was really, really cool. They had the Scarecrow costume from Batman The Dark Knight. And it was really, really cool. And so the whole thing was really neat, and I dug it, and it was cool seeing all the props. And like we walked outside and they immediately shut it behind us. Like we were the last people in. So that was kind of cool.
Wow.
They also had like a whole like villain area, like where all the attractions were shut down, but there was this area here, and it was interesting to me because the Joker and the Harley Quinn, I guess more of the Joker, was based around the Arkham games.
Yeah, the game. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think that's the Harley from the game, but it was like, oh yeah, that's very much the Joker from.
It looks like Harley from her DLC when she's got her black hair. That's my boyfriend's stead. So like I'm angry now and I don't dye my hair blonde anymore. It's very canon. I'm not making that up. It's true. If you didn't know that her hair is not blonde.
And you can see on the photo if you look closely that I'm just covered in water because it was raining. But I'm like, I still got to get around. Here's me with Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah.
big old statue. And again, no one's in this area of the park. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to wander around, take photos of stuff. They had a stunt show. So they had a driving stunt show, which was really cool. But again, pouring down rain the whole time. So I was assuming like, oh, they're not going to do the show at all. And they came out and they were sliding these cars all over this street here. It was wild. And so, I mean, if you've done like, Lights Motors Action at, at Hollywood Studios before they shut it down, or in Paris, similar, where it was like they kind of made a movie and it was like, a plot and whatever, but it was just them shooting different scenes. In the ones in Disney, it's if there's cars on the thing, no humans around. This one, there were dudes walking between these cars that were sliding all over the place. And I'm just like, that is such an OSHA hazard. But it very much looked like it was like 7 dudes that was like, let's just do something wild in front of people. And it was pretty cool. It was really neat how they did all this stuff. They did a couple jumps and whatnot. And but it was a fun little show. And again, I think it may have been pared down a bit because it was so wet. Supposedly there might be like a fire part of it, but we didn't get that. So.
But like you got a once in a lifetime experience with the water. Like you're not going to see that every day.
But if you look at this photo here, you can actually see there's like a fuel stop area and there's like gas like in front of it.
Okay.
I'm willing to bet something happens with that and probably explodes at some point. Like there might be a fireball, but they didn't do it in the rain. So, but that's okay. It was still very cool. And I was like, this feels unsafe, which I was super into. I talk about how empty this park was. They had a whole Wild West area that literally there was no one in. I've got a photo here of just like all the facades and just.
Can we Photoshop the tumbleweed in? Like.
Yeah. And so they actually have a log flume ride.
Ooh.
And it was down for maintenance, of course, because it was a big thing. But they actually had drained part of the lake, and so you can see the whole like area where it would have gone and stuff.
Right.
But again. It looks really, really cool, but it was all shut down at the time, which is kind of sad. So I'll have to go back at some point during the summer and actually ride everything. But here I am on the actual log flume. They had a little like tester seat, so I took a photo of myself on it, and it's super. I look enormous in this log flume. It looks like unsafe. I dig it. And then here's the Hall of Justice. They had the Hall of Justice. They actually had. I didn't even notice this attraction until someone pointed it out to me, but. It's similar to Men in Black, where they actually have like a laser, like it's a slow moving dark ride, but it's like you get a gun and you get to shoot at stuff, and it's all of it's like Starros are taking over, and you have to shoot Starros like in the eye, and you get points based off of that. And there's like video, and you have to like help the Justice League protect the planet. And so it was a cool little attraction. And again, another gentleman was working there, who was a fan of the show. And just to the right of this was the Batwing ride, and there was another a woman who was a fan of the show who worked there as well. So it was very cool.
Wow.
Here's me climbing a building with Batman. So,
it's really good.
Yeah, they had a thing where it was like you take the photo sideways, but then you turn it to make it look like you're climbing up. And so you can see, if you watch it, or you can look at it youtube.com/annualpass, you can see me climbing a building with my boy Batman. And then we left, and then we took off. And so you can see the DC Rivals coaster is the one with the Joker, or I think that's the one with the Joker on top. Apparently it's super, super awesome, but it's shut down right now. And then the Green Lantern coaster. There's the Batwing thing. You can see that sort of post up in the air. That's the one you get on and it launches you straight up. And there's also the Superman coaster, which we did ride Superman. Superman is a launching coaster and has a big top hat right when you start off. But it's neat because you get on the coaster and it's like it's like you're in a subway, and so there's an earthquake, and there's like all this noise is playing. It's like, oh no, there's an earthquake, and it's like you go around a corner and there's a cop car like slammed into the ground, and then Superman's like, I got you, and he's like, I'll get you out of here fast. Superman fast, and then it launches you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so you go through the whole coaster, and you go in and out of the building. It was a really cool coaster, real smooth, real nice. And so, but yeah, that was the one super intense attraction they had at Movie World. And but yeah, I'll have to go back and check them all out someday. And again, you can see it's just me by myself in the park, just wandering around. It was pretty sad. But and to wrap it all off, here is a picture of me with a kangaroo. Yeah, so this is actually at Featherdale Wildlife Park, not at the other parks, but this one's in Sydney, and so.
Well, we got to get a kangaroo in here. You went to Australia.
Yeah. So That was my time. I had a really, really good time in Australia. I mean, like going to theme parks in other parts of the planet were really, really cool. I do want to go back and for sure go when it's like actually properly open, like when it's not dead season, and ride all the things that were shut down. Like there was a motorcycle roller coaster at Dreamworld that looked really cool. It was kind of like Tron, where you're like on it and leaning forward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Movie World had the log flume ride and had, the DC Rivals coaster, supposed to be really, really cool. Also, the Scooby-Doo coaster I hear is just so awesome. And it's themed around the Scooby-Doo movie with like Matthew Lillard and Sarah Jessica Parker or Michelle.
The only movie that matters, you mean?
Yeah.
Like
that like Linda
movie?
Cardellini and Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar. That's who I was looking for. And Matthew Lillard. And so anyway, but it's like themed around that. And so I will say I watched a ride through of it because I was like, what does that thing look like? It's very, very cool. And so I'm excited. We got to go back. BK, you want to go to Australia with me someday?
Yeah, just put me in your suitcase, Jack. Like
you're pretty
I'm sure
tiny.
I'll fit. Yeah.
Yeah. Just do some yoga, get flexible, and we'll fold you in and zip you up. It'll be good times. But
I could be an animal. Who knows?
So that's going to do it with my look at Dreamworld and WB Movie World. It was a lot of fun. Had a really great time, and I met some some community members out there. That was really, really cool seeing that. And it was a neat park. If you get a chance, if you're in Australia, go check out the parks. There's a SeaWorld too in the Gold Coast, which we didn't get a chance to go check out, but that one apparently is also pretty neat as well. It's like literally on the ocean. It's like right on the ocean. So you can go check that out. If you have been to SeaWorld, let us know in the comments. I'm very curious to hear how that is. But anyway, that'll do it for us today. It's kind of sort of a recap of the parks and stuff. The next episode is going to be our finale episode. We're going to recap all the different stuff we've done over the course of the past 2 years of Annual Pass and shed so many tears and be so sad. But
I will cry. I will.
Oh, that's okay. But hopefully you'll join us for it. It's going to be, it'll be nice. It'll be a nice retrospective of everything we've done and just kind of shouting out all the people who've worked on the show in various forms or fashions over the years. But yeah, thank you again, everyone who supported the show. Leave some, positive comments and over at roosterteeth.com if you want to. I love reading all that stuff. It's really great. If you want to mail us something, you still can. If you want to mail us postcards, you're more than welcome to. I still have all of them, and I'm going to hold on to them forever. Maybe I'll put them up in my office or something here at home. It's Annual Pass, care of Rooster Teeth Productions, 1901 East 51st Street, Austin, Texas, 78723. If you want to send us some stuff, we love seeing that stuff. As a matter of fact, someone actually mailed us some park maps from Fantasialand that we showed off on Inside Gaming stream. So very cool. Again, if you want to see BK and I together, go check out Inside Gaming, youtube.com/Inside Gaming. We're over there covering video game news, and I'm sure we'll end up talking about theme parks at some point too during our live streams we do at twitch.tv/Rooster Teeth. So that's it for me today. BK, you feel like you learned anything today?
Yeah, I learned that I really like Batman, and I kind of am really jealous. I didn't think I was gonna be jealous, but now I am. You got to see the Batmobile.
Well, we'll go see the Batmobile together at some point. But I did see the original Batmobile. It's very, very cool.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, for watching and tuning in. You guys are the absolute best. If you want to follow me, I'm at Jack_P on Twitter. Oh, here's my cat decided to join as well here at the end. BK, how can they follow you?
I was going to say follow the cat at _mycat. No. You can check me out, obviously, on Twitch or Twitter or Instagram at Black Crystal. I'm sure we can have a pop-up on the screen if you want. Yeah. But you can find us out there. We're here. We're still making content. We're not going anywhere.
No, we're not leaving. And I will say it's Crystal with a K, right?
Yes, it's with a K and an E. See, it's very confusing. I thought that's how you spelled Crystal as a kid, and it's been my name ever since. I don't want to talk about it.
Nice. All right, thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you guys next week for the last episode of Annual Pass. Tune in, say hello, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
See ya.